This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast, or the Becker Business Minute Podcast, wherever you listen. 16 stories we're following today. We'll try and get through this very quickly, and thank you for listening. First, the market indexes had their best day in a long time yesterday, which I viewed as particularly important. It was paying college tuition and making a capital call. A welcome day in the markets after an awful few months. No fun out there when the markets are falling. Second, the markets point slightly down today. Third, the markets have been down the last 3 months after a great first 6 months. Before that, the markets give, the markets take. Very important, regardless of what your financial advisor says, to try and thread this needle between financial optimization, which might mean equities for the long run, and behavioral finance, which may be something different, and trying to mesh those two things. Fourth, we had a refreshing chance to sit down with a U.S. Senator yesterday in person and talk about the Middle East. It's really refreshing to hear somebody whose beliefs really revolve around having to neutralize and sanction Iran as a large cause of Middle East and expanding terror. Fifth, Rick Newman of Yahoo Finance writes a brilliant piece today about the national debt is finally starting to have real-world impacts. He's right on. We talked about often debt kills families, nations, and companies. Brian Socci yesterday wrote about how companies are trying to tighten capital expenditures, hiring and acquisitions, as well as pay down debts based on higher interest rate cost. Sixth, thankful to see near record downloads this month on the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Special thanks to Chanel Bunger and Jeremy Corr. Most episodes are 3 to 4 minutes like this one. We have a separate episode today on battling anxiety. We often deal with business topics and a variety of other leadership topics and personal topics. Seventh, Tesla fell nearly 5% yesterday. Eighth, oil has fallen back to about $83 a barrel. Very important that oil prices stay low, because that's what Iran uses to fund the Middle East wars, and a real challenge. Ninth, Amazon was up nearly 4% yesterday. 10th, Ford is down 16% year to date. I do wonder how the big three automakers that just agreed to big deals with UAW will make this work economically with new cost structures and so forth. 11th, Pinterest rose nearly 18% yesterday. What the heck is Pinterest really to begin with? 12th, we published yesterday 3 financial tips for entrepreneurs and founders, and a podcast on 4 things to do in rising interest rate environment. We hope you enjoy that. I was thrilled to be a guest 13th on the podcast of Reed Smith of Ardent Health Services. Reed is a brilliant chief consumer officer at Ardent, just a brilliant person. 14th, also thrilled to be a guest with Dr. Michael Wang and J.P. Colquhoun, John Paul Colquhoun, on the Neurosurgery Podcast. What a pleasure there. 15th, thrilled to record with ZMG Health today. Thank you, as always, to Madeline Billings, Jason Grady, Cody Budd, and a special shout out to Greg Kunzman, one of the best ever, the CEO of VMG Health. And finally, 16th, we've got a post that includes the 15 most listened to guests on the Becker Private Equity Podcast. I'll just give you 5. Rick Kess, Julie Yu of Andreessen Horowitz, Matt Wolf, RSM, Nicholas Schull of the Gator Student Investment Fund, the son of David Schull, and Dan Michelson, the founder of InCommon and the author of Holy Shift. Also in our top 10, David Pivnik, Amber Walsh, Holly Buckley, and a lot more. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast. We sure enjoy recording. We're thankful to Chanel Bunger and the production team, and thank you for listening. If you have any questions, any comments, always feel free to text me, 773-766-5322. Thank you very much.